She said her kids were safe. She told everyone not to worry. "They're fine," she smiled. "They're where they're supposed to be." But they weren't. Tylee Ryan and JJ Vallow were dead. Their mother, Lori Vallow, knew it all along. And in one of the most shocking true crime cases in American history, she wasn't just covering up their murders, she was part of them. This isn't a story about a missing persons case. This is the story of a woman who believed the apocalypse was coming and that her own children had been taken over by demons. It's the story of a twisted prophet, a backyard grave, a fake religion, and two innocent children who never saw it coming. In early 2019, Lori Vallow looked like the perfect suburban mom. Blonde, fit, smiling. She was raising her teenage daughter Tylee and her adopted 7-year-old son JJ, who had autism. She had a nice home, went to church, and seemed full of life. But underneath that surface, Lori was spiraling. She had fallen under the spell of a man named Chad Daybell, a doomsday author and self-proclaimed prophet who claimed he could talk to God, predict natural disasters, and detect dark spirits inside people. Chad told Lori that the world was going to end. He told her that she was a goddess, that she had lived many past lives, that her mission was to lead 144,000 chosen ones into the next world. And he told her something else, something much darker. Her own children were possessed. Lori began telling friends that Tylee and JJ were no longer alive in spirit, that their bodies had been taken over by zombies. She said they were dark spirits now. She even started ranking people based on Chad's light and dark scale. Her kids, completely dark, unreachable, beyond saving. Within weeks of falling in love with Chad, Lori was convinced she had to get rid of them. But this wasn't a normal breakup from reality. This was premeditated, spiritualized murder. In September 20, Tylee vanished. One day she was on a trip to Yellowstone with her family. The next, she never showed up to school again. Weeks later, JJ disappeared too. Lori told everyone he'd gone to live with family, that he was happy, but when police showed up demanding to see him, Lori packed her things, got on a plane to Hawaii with Chad, and got married on the beach. She wore white. She held a bouquet. She posed for smiling wedding photos, knowing her children were already dead and buried. The deception didn't stop there. When police questioned her, she insisted they were fine. She even asked one friend to lie and say she had JJ. But investigators weren't buying it. The FBI was brought in. They seized phones, examined texts, tracked Lori's movements. And what they found was chilling. Dozens of texts between Lori and Chad talking about missions, portals, and zombies. Lori's brother, Alex Cox, her enforcer, was found to be Googling things like how to shoot someone and where to kill a demon. Then, in June 2020, a search warrant was executed at Chad Daybell's property. What they uncovered would send shockwaves across the country. JJ's body was buried under a layer of stone and plastic, his wrists and ankles duct taped together, his mouth sealed shut. Nearby, the burned remains of Tylee were found in a pit. She had been dismembered. Pieces of her body were charred beyond recognition. These weren't just killings, they were ritualistic, brutal executions, carried out in silence while Lori posted beach selfies and read scriptures. As the truth came out, Lori's calm demeanor never cracked. In court, she smirked. At press conferences, she said nothing. She refused to tell anyone why she did it. Her only explanation? They were dark. So if this story shook you, if it left you angry, disturbed, or heartbroken, don't let it fade. Hit that like button to make sure more people hear about what really happened to Tylee and JJ.